tell the story.
You.
Yeah, it's your story.
Yeah, so we finally got a few friends together who were able to either quit their jobs or take 10 days off.
So Ryan invited me to go on this trip, and I knew when he invites me to something, I have to say yes. And I knew it was going to be incredible, but I could not even begin to imagine how special this was going to be.
Here, we talked a little bit, and he texted me back, 10, 15 minutes later and said, all right, the trip is set, and it's in 2 weeks. So they asked if we could go, and me and Chrissy talked about it, and it was just one of those things where you couldn't turn down. The trip of a lifetime.
Yeah, I've dove for years and really enjoy diving. Never have seen anything like what we saw on this trip. That was just magical.
And we arrived in Papagayo on the 17th, and we did a couple dives there and in Caño, and of course we had our night expedition with the infamous Eric.
That was an eye-opener for us, just that different experience going in the jungle at night, seeing it totally different perspective, different animals, and what they do at night, how they live. It's pretty cool.
Well, and then at one point Eric had us all turn our lights off, and we just sat in complete darkness, and that's when you really realize sort of where you are and what's going on, and your other senses take over. It was pretty neat. We forgot the best part, the mantas.
Oh yeah, we'll have to go, yeah.
Rewind. Prior to leaving for Cocos, we did a couple dives in Caño, and we did one dive where we jumped in and there were a couple manta rays just playing around for 45 minutes.
And I guess from there we jumped on the boat, and about a day and a half of open water sailing until we finally got to Cocos Island. A lot of Jurassic Park music was played during that whole time.
We may or may not have played the theme song like 1,800 times.
Yeah.
But we didn't arrive in daylight, so we didn't know what we were going to see in the morning when we woke up.
Yeah, actually we had a full moon the first day we were here, so the moon was falling out the whole time we were here, but by the time we got to Cocos on that night, pretty much arrived by moonlight, and just the silhouette of the island in the background was a pretty amazing thing to see.
It kept us in suspense, that's for sure. And it was exciting because everybody woke up a little extra early so that they could jump out and just see the island and see the paradise that we arrived upon.
I would say I wasn't expecting the marine life to be as nonchalant about us being down there. I mean, we were just amongst them the whole time, and they treated us just like any other fish swimming around there, and weren't concerned at all, and come and check you out and swim around you
or bump into you.
Yeah, I mean, it was unbelievable.
A little scared in the night dive when those sharks came out of nowhere, and all you could see were just endless sharks roaming around.
Phenomenal, amazing,
magical,
beautiful, fantastic, spectacular.
Cocos Island was like one of those things you hear about but you don't think you're ever gonna see.
Yeah, so our Cocos adventure is coming to an end, and we're on the hunt for the super pod. And I think Rod got something on the radar, or he saw a bunch of birds, so we kind of redirected a little bit. And as we got closer, there were dolphin everywhere, and I think they were feeding on a bait ball. So the dolphins took off, but we all hopped in the water, fins and masks, and got in there, and it was just a massive ball of fish.
Maybe it was the size of like 2 basketball courts would probably be the area, if you can imagine that, and then probably 10 feet high. I mean, so it was humongous. When you're swimming up to it, you just see this giant dark image in the water. You have no idea what it is, and there's fish about this big, and had to be millions of them in there.
Super dense.
Yeah,
and they didn't really move when you swam into them. You kind of knocked into them.